In a bold diplomatic move, Malian Foreign Minister Abdoulaye Diop has declared Ukraine a terrorist state, accusing Kiev of actively supporting militant groups wreaking havoc across the Sahel region.
We are ready to double our efforts in countering the terrorism, struggling against terrorism, and fighting the sponsors of terrorism. For example, Ukraine. As I said, Ukraine is a sponsor of terrorism and it must be stopped.
Diop alleged that Ukrainian assistance has fueled armed insurgencies, destabilizing Mali and its neighbors. The accusation marks a significant escalation in tensions between Mali and Ukraine, reflecting the West African nation's growing alignment with Russia amid a shifting geopolitical landscape. Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov echoed Mali's claims, asserting that Kiev is deliberately working to destabilize Africa by backing terrorist organizations in the Sahel. Speaking ahead of a landmark visit by Sahel leaders to Moscow, Lavrov condemned Ukraine's alleged actions as part of a broader strategy to undermine regional stability. Lavrov stated, reinforcing Russia's role as a key ally to the region's military-led governments.
Some external actors still continue to make attempts to destabilize the region. Among them, apart from the former colonizers, recently we saw actions by the Kyiv regime, and their Western sponsors did not stop them from doing that, and they are supporting terrorist organizations in this part of the world.
The accusations come as the foreign ministers of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger meet Lavrov in Moscow for the first-ever AES-Russia consultations. This follows the formation of the Confederation of Sahel States in 2024, a bloc uniting the three nations under military juntas that seized power through coups between 2020 and 2023. The visit, described by the AES as an important step in its Year One roadmap, aims to deepen strategic cooperation with Russia in security, defense, and economic development. The Sahel states have increasingly turned to Moscow for support, distancing themselves from former colonial power, France, and the economic community of West African states as they battle persistent jihadist insurgencies. The Sahel region, a vast semi-arid belt stretching across Africa, has been plagued by violence for over a decade. Jihadist groups linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State have exploited local grievances, launching attacks that have killed thousands and displaced millions in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. The AES nations, frustrated by the perceived ineffectiveness of Western-led counter-terrorism efforts, have pivoted toward Russia, which has provided military assistance through the Wagner Group and signed defense pacts with the trio. In a further sign of independence, the AES recently withdrew from multiple international organizations and announced plans for a joint 5,000-strong military force to combat terrorism. This week's Moscow talks are expected to focus on expanding Russia's role in the region, including collaboration on energy and mining projects alongside enhanced security measures. The Sahel's realignment with Russia underscores a broader rejection of Western influence as the AES seeks to assert sovereignty and stabilize a region long battered by conflict and instability. Meanwhile, Mali's designation of Ukraine as a terrorist state adds a new layer of complexity to the Sahel's evolving alliances, raising questions about the broader implications of this geopolitical shift.